Hello, so today's crochet along is this gorgeous daffodil. I've made it in this lovely orangey yellow, but obviously you can choose a brighter yellow if you want. So all you need is 4mm hook, your scissors and a darning needle for later. So we'll make a start. You need to make, once you've got your slip knot on, 4 chains. And then we're going to join with a slip stitch into that first chain to form our inner circle. So there you've got your circle, and then into this circle we're going to work our first round, and I always work round the tail yarn. So we'll just make 1 chain, and then we're going to do 6 double crochets into the circle. Double crochets, I work in UK terms, and if you want to translate that into American, it's a single crochet. So that's 2, 3, 4, 2 more, 5 and 6, and then just to finish that round off we need to slip stitch into that first double crochet into the top 2 strands of it. Okay, pull your tail yarn and that'll tighten the middle. So the second round is fairly simple, but you're going to make this trumpet part, and the way you do that is a little trick. So make 3 chain, and then into the same stitch at the bottom there, but we're not going to, normally we would go straight in. We're going to work into the front strand of that stitch. So it's quite tight, mine. So can you see just 1 strand, and that gives it the impetus to stand upright somehow. Don't know the mechanics of it. So 1 treble into that stitch straight down. So treble through, catch hold, through 2 and through 2. If you're working in American, that's a double crochet. In the UK, it's a treble. Now into each double crochet all the way around we're going to do 2 trebles. So, and remember to work front strand only. So that's 1 treble in there, and it will start sitting upright in a minute, you'll see what I mean. And that's 2. So around we go. And 2. Now it's wanting to start sitting up, so that's good, it's doing its job. And we're also increasing at the same time. So we're making a denser fabric. Oops. Now the aim on this round is to get 12 stitches. So I've got 2 left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we go and that is your trumpet. And the way you join that is to the third of the 3 chain. Okay, so that is, it should do as mine's doing and kind of turn upwards. Okay, now I'm going to fasten off there because we can't really, we've got to work the bottom petals now. So we're going to fasten that off and then we're going to sew it in afterwards. Okay, now you need to rejoin. You could do this in a different shade if you wanted. I'm just going to use the same shade, the same colour. So slip knot again, and then this time keep your left thumb inside the trumpet with your right side facing. You're going to work into the back strands this time. So I'm just going to start with this one. So the back strands of those original stitches of the first round. And so let's join on. And then each petal is worked outwards and then back in, and then join again on that back strand. It's great practice, this one, for your front loops and back loops. So we're going to make 6 chain. And then we're going to work back down that chain strand. So you miss this one that your hook's coming out of, and you go and do a double crochet into that second chain, and then we do a half treble into the next chain, so half treble is through all 3, and then we do a treble, and then we do a double treble. So you're literally working up the stitches. Double treble, and then we do a triple treble into that last chain. And that's your pattern set for the petals of your daffodil. And then we're going to join. Can you see that's pulled there? That will just tighten. It's only where I've joined. And then you go into the next back strand with a slip stitch, and you do that all over again. So catch hold, 6 chain, and then repeat that again. So second chain down, double crochet, and then we're going to do a half treble and a treble, and double treble, and a triple treble. So that sets the pattern. You need 6 petals in all. If you're enjoying this flower series, I would love it if you would subscribe. As I grow the channel, I would really appreciate that. And you can find me on Instagram at the Crochet Web. And where else can you find me? YouTube mainly. But I've got a website, links in the description. So we're back up again. So we've got 6 chain, double crochet, half treble, treble, double treble, and a triple treble. Now I'm going to show you in a minute how the bottom of the petals seem to kind of spring out. It seems like the stitch is too big, but it's actually part of the design and it gives it more 3D effect. I'll just finish this one off. So I need to find the next back loop and do a slip stitch into there. So we've got 3. So can you see which bit I mean? This bit here. But actually it gives it a bit more character, I think. Okay, so we've done 3. We've got 3 more to do. 6 chain, and then same process. So if you do make one, and you can tag me on Instagram, I would love that. And like I said, feel free to subscribe. I've got loads of these little cutesy patterns to bring you. So that's my double treble and then triple treble. So if you want to write this down, if you're like me and you're a writer, I learn by writing and reading. So, and I cannot get into that last stage. So the sequence goes 6 chain, miss 1, 1 double crochet, 1 half treble, 1 treble, 1 double treble and 1 triple treble, and then slip stitch to the back loop of the next one. Okay, so we've got 2 more to do. Hopefully you got the hang of this sequence now. Comes in really useful, this. You can make ears out of it. You can make like bird tails out of this sequence. And that's my triple treble. And then I'm going to join. And it's hard to see, isn't it? So the next join I make will be back into the original one to tie it all back together. So my last petal is going to look something like this. I mean, these are going to be gorgeous for Easter. Oh, it's a little spring party, spring barbecue. Hang them on a bunting. Pop them in your garden, on your table. Pray that the sun shines. Right, triple treble for the last stitch. and then we're going to slip stitch into this original one here, and that ties it up nicely. Pull that through and then fasten off. I'm just going to pause my video while I tie the ends in, and then I'll come back and show you the finished one. Okay, so I've fastened all the ends in, I've sewn them all in. That's what the back should look like, and this is how the front looks. If you want it not to curl up, you could press it very gently, spray it with some water, press it under a non-steam iron. So, two gorgeous daffodils so far. If you want to see the other spring flowers, I've put them all in a playlist. Happy crocheting. I'll see you on the next one.